Hey there, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about the dumbbell single arm bicep curl. We're going to be taking a supinated grip of this exercise today. This is an incredible exercise for your biceps and I highly recommend you guys do it. Just make sure you do it correctly. This is an incredible exercise for those who are looking to fix any imbalances. So like if your right arm is smaller than your left arm in this example, then what I would do personally, and this is what I usually do, is I would start my set on my right arm. So for example, I'm going to do 20 repetitions of curls on one arm, then I'm going to do 20 repetitions of curls on the left arm, then I'm going to come back and do an extra 5 reps on the right arm. And then that's just the simplest way to do it. And then obviously continue with your sets in the same fashion. We're going to talk about the form in just a second. Make sure you guys understand the basis. You want to make sure you're standing up nice and tall with your core tight and your chin tucked. You do not want to be bending over at all. But before we continue, here's a word from today's video sponsor.
I'm today's video sponsor. And if you'd like help losing fat or gaining muscle, there are a few ways I can help you down below. Either set up a free consultation with us, purchase through one of our free affiliate links, or purchase one of our instant access affordable training programs. Can't wait to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
First thing you're going to want to do is stand around shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit inside that, and then you want to make sure that you're standing up nice and tall and that you're doing it in a slow and controlled fashion. Like I said before, make sure your elbow stays tucked in. You do not want your elbow flaring out. Just keep it right next to your side and make sure that you're curling up to your shoulder and coming all the way back down. Do not go any higher than that because you're not going to be able to maintain that elbow position if you go higher. Like if you were to curl up to your chin, let's say, your elbow would start moving forward and then you're going to start recruiting more anterior delt, which is the front of your shoulder. You don't want to do that. If you're going to be working your biceps, just work your biceps, and then if you want to just train your front delts, then just train your front delts. But don't try to do both at once. Yes, you'll be able to lift more weight, but your biceps are not going to be that much bigger. If not, I think you'll just get injured at some point. So just make sure you don't do that. Another key thing is to make sure your chin stays tucked. That way you're looking forward, that you're not looking up, basically. You don't want to be looking up to the ceiling because then that's going to place unnecessary stress on your neck. Another key thing you want to make sure you're doing is gripping that dumbbell nice and tight, meaning that you don't want your wrist to be bending while you're doing this. Because if you can imagine, obviously this is not what I can curl. I'm just doing videos, so I just want to show you what it would look like with any dumbbell. But basically, as you go heavier, the bad form, the key points that cause a bad form, like your wrist bending, for example, is going to become more and more dangerous because you're using more and more weight. So if your wrist is bent, you're trying to curl, trust me, you're going to start feeling that in your wrist over some time. Another key thing is to make sure that your core stays tight, and that's what's going to stop you from curling over and excessively using your lower back as well as keeping your glutes tight. So here's some common mistakes. You don't want to be doing half reps at the bottom of the range. You don't want to be doing half reps at the top. Do full repetitions all the time. Forget that 21 thing. Just to do full reps, you get the most out of the exercise. Another common mistake is keeping your chin up. Like I said, you don't want to do this because this is going to place unnecessary stress on your neck when you're trying to work your biceps. And the next thing is to keep your shoulders high. You want to avoid this because this is just going to put more tension on the traps and less tension on your biceps. Also, like I said before, do not flare your elbows out. Your elbow should not be coming out to the side like this. You also want to make sure that you're not changing your elbow position and allowing it to go forward and backwards like I was saying before. Also want to make sure that you're not using momentum. So yes, you can get more weight up and you can move more weight if you do it this way, but what's the point if you're trying to work your biceps? You also want to make sure you're not excessively arching your lower back, and this is usually a sign that the weight is way too heavy. You should lower it and then make sure you get the form right first.